Hey, YouTubers, Tasman here, bringing you another episode of Fantasy Grounds from the ground up. And in the last episode, we pretty much completed our character. And in fact, for a standard type of game, you could consider it complete. You could actually play and everything. We did add a couple extra things that were above and beyond the Call of Duty, such as the Fey Ancestry, where we actually were talking about traits and features and feats and all that stuff, and how you can go match up, the different things in here and see if Rob Tui has created that item, I guess. Um, there were a couple errors that I did make that I have seen in these last four videos, I think. So one is, this isn't a big deal, but one is, and I've already fixed it. We said next level was 900. If we were level 2 going to level 3, then it would be 900. So level 1 to level 2 would be 300. Once we hit 300, we're level 2, and then we try and get to 900 to be level 3. Not a big deal. I just wanted to make sure that was straightened out. Also, I think did we talk about this one? Yeah, we did. We talked about adding like custom things in there. The other thing is, I didn't do it because I think it's in the weapon training here. So proficiency with longsword, short sword, short bow, and longbow, which are martial weapons. I just went ahead and added those down here. So weapon, all simple, short sword, long sword, short bow, longbow, because these are martial weapons. It wouldn't necessarily look at those as being proficient for us if we don't have them listed here. And all we did was add a comma and then each of the names, just like it's written up there. And then the final thing is we gave ourselves a quiver for our crossbow bolts, and there's actually a bolt case. So if we went in here and type case, you'll see there's actually a crossbow bolt case. So I just swapped that out, and now we have instead a crossbow bolt case. One other thing that in here was I actually added the backpack on into backpack. So you'll see that backpack on is part of backpack. And then the bedroll and those are on backpack on still. The reason we would want to do something like that is, let's say we have a campsite outside a cave or something like that, and we take off our backpack. Well, we can click just on the backpack part, and you'll notice it actually removed everything, included the nested, which is kind of interesting. I did not know necessarily that you could do nested locations, which is kind of cool. So here we have backpack on, and backpack on is nested into backpack. So here you can see it took off our backpack, so we're going in wherever we're going with only 32 pounds, where when we're wearing our backpack or it's carried, we're at 100. So that's just another thing. This is all completely optional. This is just if you want to have more organization. So that's that. I mean, you could go nuts with it. You could say my crossbow's on my back, my dagger's on my belt, leather is your leather armor. In fact, we could even just make this ARMOR. So you have leather armor. Then we could also, mace is on my back also, or maybe it's on my belt. I don't know how big it is. My shield could either be equipped or unequipped, and we're going to talk just a little bit about the shield, because technically if you look at the crossbow, actually no, not here. Oh wait, do we have this on? Yes, we do. So if we go here, you'll see it is a two-handed weapon. So technically you could not be holding a shield when you're using your crossbow. So, but that's okay. And then I went and I looked at the deities. So there is a big list of deities, but I believe it was in this one. It actually talks about a bunch of the deities, and I was like, oh, Apollo, that's an easy one to remember. So the god of endurance or healing, gods of it healing and endurance, such as, what is that? Ilmater, Mishaki, Apollo. Yeah, I can't even pronounce half of them, so I just went with Apollo. And that's what we put in the notes section for our Apollo, because we didn't have one then. And then we came in here and we were talking about the different things here. Now, there are some other things you can do that maybe we'll talk about at a later date. I don't think we need any of that right now. Um, but there are a couple other things here, and I'm going to give you a warning ahead of time. If things don't work as expected, it's because when it comes to adding custom powers and the little code snippets and exactly what you need to do, I might not have it all 100%. So there's just a really quick thing. One thing I did want to point out is we have with our yeah, this is the right one. If we go here under life domain, you'll see that we're given bless and cure wounds as level 1 spells. And I think under divine domain, it talks about those that each of these spells are automatically prepared. They don't count against our prepared. So you always have it prepared, and it doesn't count against the number of spells you can prepare. So we actually have two spells that we might have here that are prepared. That so we have a total of 6 that are prepared, I believe. Oh, actually, no, I already changed it a little bit. But that's okay. So we actually, I think, have 7 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there's a reason for that. So what I wanted to do first is separate, just to keep track of bless not needing to be prepared by us and cure wounds not having to be prepared because it's automatically prepared. We want to create a new power. So what we're going to do is click the plus minus to add, edit, and stuff. Then we're going to click on that, and we're going to get a new powers group. And we're going to call this DOM domain life domain. Let's call it life domain. LIFEF life domain. And then we're going to go ahead and highlight that. We're going to hit C, go ahead and get out of this mode like that. And we're going to take bless, because that's one of them. We're going to do V there. And then cure wounds. And V there. So you'll see that these aren't saying they're preparable right now. It just has this little dot. And that's because if we go into the life domain thing here, you'll see it thinks that this is a group of abilities, and we want to change that to spells. And then we can also say that this uses our wisdom. Not necessary to do necessarily, whatever. But we want to do that. So now you'll see that our life domain, if we go into preparation, let's see. Oh, I haven't hit enter on that one yet. Is that what it is? Life domain level 1. And check you. Why'd that create a second one? Spell class, ability, or group. Is this considered heal? I'm not sure why that created 2 things. Because this is considered cantrips. Oh no, this is... Okay, where'd bless go then? Bless is up here. And it says 1. Oh, I think we have to come in here. Targeting, no. Okay, let's just do this real quick. Let's get rid of this blank one. And why is cure wounds? Is this the one we changed? Life domain. Oh no, that's it. Okay, I think that might be it. So that is that. And then I'm not entirely sure why this is doing this. Life domain level 1, life domain level 1. Can we drag that up here? No, apparently not. can we drag it like this? There we go. And we duplicated it, but that's okay, I think. And then delete that. And I guess we could probably... Oh, but it still says level 1. So these are spells. Ability will be wisdom, which it should automatically do, I believe. And then we go in here. Prepared. I think we need to go look at this real quick and see. So prepared should be 1. Base wisdom. I think everything else is right, but let's just double check. So base wisdom prepared 1. I'm not quite sure why I would need prepared 1. Maybe that's saying it's level 1. I don't know. All right, so if we do this and then we go into prepared mode, now we can say it's prepared. So we should have 6 down here. 1, 2, 3. I mean 5. 5 down here, and we have those 2 up there. And if we go back, okay, that worked after a lot of weirdness. So now we have our domain spells up here, and then we have our regular level 1s down here. I think that's all correct. So now what we want to do is create a couple custom ones. And more than anything, they're just kind of for keeping inventory. So if we look in our inventory, we have things such as consumable items. So we have, we could say our torches, and I'm going to write these down so I don't forget them, and how many we have. So we have TORCHE, torches, and we have 10 of those. We have incense sticks. I don't know why we care too much about those. INCENSESTICKS, and we have 5 of those. We have our mess kit. I don't think that's actually the rations, so we won't worry about that. We have our rations, RATIONS. That says 1 day, and we have 10 one-day rations. So let's say 10 of those. We have tinderbox. I don't think that matters. We have our water, WATER. Let's just say, for example, our water skin can give us, let's say 2 days worth. 2 days of water. And then one other item I wanted to give us really quick, and usually as a GM I usually will give at least 1 or 2 of these, is a healing potion. So we come potion of healing right here. We'll just grab that, throw that in here, and I'm going to say we have 2 of those just for the example here. HEALINGPOTIONS. And this one is a tiny bit more of an advanced inventory item. So what you would do with the system I'm going to show you is, like at the beginning of a session, or probably better at the end of the session, go sync up what's in your actions for these consumables to what you have here, right? So let's go back to our actions, and we're going to create a group called Consumables. And let's go ahead and add a power. And we'll go ahead and call this power Consumables. CONSUMABLES, is that right? And we'll go ahead and click off of it so it updates. So here's our consumables. Then I guess now we turn it off and on. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. So we need 4 more. Oops. Why'd that go away? Does it only let you do 1? That's weird. 4 and 5. That is kind of weird. Okay, so let's say this first one, these are all going to be, I think are already set as abilities, which is perfectly fine because that will act as just a little thing here. So let's go ahead and we'll say torches, TORCHES, torches. Then this one, we'll go ahead and say CENSESTICKS. Then we have rations, RATIONS. Then we have water, WTER. And finally we have healing potions, HEALINGPOTIONS. Okay, so here we have our different items. I don't think we need that on. Actually, we want to go into preparation mode. And this is where we would put our 2 healing potions. We have 5 incense sticks. We have 10 days of rations. We have 2 days worth of water. Whoops, torches is, wait, oh, these are sorting as I do that, aren't they? So what was our torches? 10 torches. 10 torches, 10 days of rations, and 2 days of water. So there we go. Go ahead and switch back, and now you'll see that we actually have these. Now it doesn't automatically remove these as we go, but we could say, okay, well, day 1's up, I ate my rations. And you'll notice it also logs in the thing, in the chat window, that you used a ration or I used a torch. And then at the when I replenish them, I can uncheck them. However, healing potions, as I said, is a little bit different. So with healing potions, if we click right here on healing potions and we go to the arrow that says add action, we can say this is a heal, right? So here now we have the heal and it has no stats to it. So we want to add some stats. So we want to go like this. We want to look at this ability. The target will be target. Type is HP, which is correct. Now we have a couple choices here. We can click the plus minus here and click plus and add a new thing. Or we can simply grab our dice. We can right click it, grab 2 of them, drag it in here, and you'll see it automatically creates that. So a healing potion does 2d4 plus 2. So we're going to add plus 2 at the end, or the 2. And that is all you need for a healing potion. Now it knows it's 2d4 plus 2. The one thing that you might want to do, and this is completely optional, is now you'll see we have at the end the little eye. If we click it, it's completely blank, right? If we want to just give a quick reference as to what it is or its information, we can come in here and find our healing potion of healing, which actually I'm going to put in our backpack, by the way. Backpack. There we go. So if we click on this right here, what we can do is uncheck the little lock. Then we can highlight everything. We can Control C. Then we can relock it. And we can come over to our custom one. It's already unlocked here. Under this, I believe, is the description, this big one. Hit Control V. And then we can lock it up. And now it'll only have that information. So now if we're like, oh, wait, what was the healing potion doing exactly again? We can just click that, and now we can see a character drinks the magical red fluid. In this vial regains 2d4 plus 2 hit points. Drinking or administering potion takes an action. So we'll know that that actually takes an action. So now if we're in battle and stuff, and we leave that at standard and this into action, you'll see that our healing potions now has a little plus there. If we are in our combat tracker here, and let's say we take 7 damage because we don't want to die, then what we can do is we can simply take our healing potion, and that was the wrong one. Bing! We want our healing potion. And then we drag that on top of us. We see that we got healed for 4 points. And you'll see it automatically removes that from there. And then all we have to do is click there because we used a healing potion. So it just gives you a quick little way, instead of having to go, okay, I'm going to inventory now, and I'm going to go and, find my potion, and I'm going to subtract 1, then I'm going to go add a 2 here, and then I'm going to go do this, and then I have to do this, and I get an 8, and then I have to go up here and do the math and do the 8 here, so on and so forth. It just makes it a little easier. but it's completely doable the standard way. Some other things that we might want to add in here, let's go ahead and just reverse our potion. Some other things we might want to do in here is if we go back to group and we create a power is kind of standard actions. So if we come in here, we can click this, and these are standard actions. Normally, when you are playing, you have the option to do, as a bonus action, you can do kind of a standard action, which might be to help someone to do various different things. So what we're going to do is we're going to come into spells, and we're going to go to class features. And if we do action, or at the very top of the list is actions, dodge, help, hide, ready. So if you're going to ready an action, actually these aren't bonus actions, I lied. So what we can do is, so this one we're actually going to call STANDARDACTIONS, standard actions. And then click off of it, so it goes and creates it. Scroll down because they're all the way down here. All right, so what we want to do is, and now we want to drag our standard actions into this area. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so if we go down, now we can see we have those standard actions. Now I'm going to leave this one right here because we're going to actually create our own. But you'll notice here, if we click on these, and I believe this should automatically be default as action. So that's perfect. If we click on these, we can see what they actually do. So this is dodge self for 1 round, right? This is action help. So advanced, this gives advantage on checks for all and advantage on action. So I could drag this onto someone and say I'm helping them. I can hide by saying grant disadvantage on attacks, and then advantage on attacks for myself because I can get in close. And then we could do this one, which is our ready ourselves. So we could just go into ready. Now this technically doesn't do anything, but it does let us remember that we are readying an action. So we can do that. Now, one thing, the crossbow here is a two-handed weapon. You'll notice we have a 16 for our AC. And when we put away our shield, which gives us +2 AC, technically we shouldn't have that 16 AC anymore. So we're going to attempt, now this is, I'm going to be completely honest, this is kind of my first time to try this. But from reading the information and seeing all these other things, I think we might be able to do it. So let's figure this out together. So here we have our new ability, and what we're going to call is drop shield. Or stow shield, I don't know. We're going to just call it drop shield. You're not dropping it on the ground, but you're putting your shield away. SHIELD. So we're going to put our shield away. And if we, so once, like we did with the other thing, right now this is just a note. Like we did with the health potion, we're going to right click, we're going to go to the arrow for adding an action, and we're going to call add an effect. And because our shield gives us a +2 to AC, we want it to take away 2 to our AC. So if we click on this, we can say drop SHIELD, right? I think we want to set this to 1 round. We might have to look at these other guys and make sure. What was it, this one? 1 RD. If I do that, 1 RD. Okay, I think that's how we want it. But what we need to do here is we put a semicolon, and then we're going to say AC colon -2. And what this will do is, why this effect is on us, we're going to get a -2 to our AC. Our target will be ourself, because it's always us. We can't apply this on anyone else. And it doesn't, you know, you can do it every round if you wanted. So there we go. So that is our drop shield. Now, the thing about this is you don't actually see it changing values. So up here you can see our AC 16. If we go do our drop shield, if we go into combat here, or actions, and we do our drop shield, you'll see it applies it to us, but it didn't actually change anything here. But if it worked properly, when Goblin 2 or Goblin 1 here hits us, which we're targeted, it should on a 14 or 15 hit us. So let's see if that works. So this is a scimitar, we're dropping our shield. And I don't know how many times we're going to have to do this. A 19's a hit. 16 is definitely a hit still. 13 is a miss. A 14 should hit. 13, 17. 13 is a miss. We need a 14. 14. So as you can see, even though our AC here is 16, a 14 was able to hit us. And that's because the effect for our thing is drop shield. As you can see, it's an effect -2. It's saying that our, well, I don't know how to describe all this stuff, but let's just say, or actually is he, no, he's not a -2. So a 14 does hit, so it does work. And then technically I believe after one round this effect should automatically go off. So if we let's just see if this works. And it's us. And now you can see the effect is now gone. There's no more effect saying drop shield. So what we would do, and this is a free action, so maybe we should actually put here, because it's not actually a bonus or anything like that. Let's just say FREE. Let's make it nice, FREE. So this means if I'm going to use my crossbow, what I should do technically is drop my shield first. And that means for that whole turn, I don't have my shield up. Okay, so I think that's pretty much everything. One other thing I guess I could do is, let's say you wanted to create a magic effect on your mace or something. What we could do is we drag this off and back on, I thought. Do we have to go into this mode? No. How do I copy this? I thought you just drag it off and then back on and it should copy it. Well, let's just do it with this mace. So let's say we are told that our mace gets enchanted or imbued with some kind of power. What we can do is we can always come into here and you'll see that, you know, we have bludgeoning. Well, the first thing we'll want to do is say that it's also magic. So I believe it's comma MAGIC. So this makes it so now if something has resistant to standard, this means it's magic damage and it will actually do extra damage. So let's say whatever the bludgeoning is fine, but let's say in addition to the bludgeoning, it is able to do lightning damage maybe. So let's go and turn that off. So we could do maybe radiant, RADIENT. Is that how you spell radiant? Radiant. It looks right. And maybe it does 1d4 damage radiant. And it, you know, it's just 1d4. It doesn't use any multipliers or any, you know, addition thing. So now if we do this, and we could say mace of RADIENCE, if I spelled that right. All right, no, radiant. Well, that would be radiant. This is radiance. So if we do that, now we have this mace of radiance, and you can see it says it does bludgeoning, and then it does that. I think that's all I need. So now let's pretend we hit Mr. Goblin here, and let's just see if this works right. Hopefully it does. So we hit him, and you can see it did, well, I didn't want to do that because I want to see it. Okay, did we kill him? So, oh, that was the attack. Whoops. Okay, well, let's do the right one. So you'll notice it automatically picked up 2 dice. And if we drop this on top of him, oh, that's because we did the critical attack. All right, let's bring him back to life real quick. Let's go to 0 here. Let's give him 80 hit points. Just 80 is fine. And then we need to take off unconscious. And let's just do some damage to him and just see how this works. All right, so here you can see damage mace, type bludgeoning, magic did 1d6 plus 1. And then type radiant did 1d4, 1d4, and we got a 1 there. So that was a pretty crappy hit. We did 2 damage with our magic weapon. But hopefully, oops, wrong thing. Hopefully you can kind of understand how that works. Maybe we could do a better one. Oh, we got 4 that time. So the radiant damage was 4. The bludgeoning damage was 1. Wow, we're sucking on the bludgeoning. And if you had resistance to magic or to standard weapons, then it wouldn't matter because that's a magic weapon now. So we're at 31 minutes. I think this pretty much covers everything I wanted to get. We kind of covered the errata, the errors and stuff. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and you learned something. I'm glad that the things we did actually worked. Did we actually try and use the shield? I thought we did. Blue dragon. Yeah, we did. Because right here, the -2. So anyway, yeah, so we did test. Everything does work as expected, which is really good because I wasn't 100% sure that was going to work. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Aside from that, comment, like, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Check out my Discord and my other channels. And don't forget about my great big game giveaway. When I hit 1,000 subs, I'm giving away 57 Steam games. That averages out to be 1 out of every 20 subs will get a game, which is pretty good if you ask me. And that's it. Until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.